Observe the patient's body position during movement and at rest. Abnormal position alert us to the condition such as mono or hemiparesis from stroke. For involuntary movements such as tremors, tics, chorea, or fasciculation, note their location, quality, rate, rhythm, and amplitude, and their relation to posture, activity, fatigue, emotion, and other factors. Inspect the size and contour of muscle. Do the muscle look flat or concave, suggesting the loss of muscle bulk from atrophy or wasting? If so, is the process unilateral or bilateral, proximal or distal? When inspecting for atrophy, pay particular attention to the hand, shoulder, thighs, and leg, the spaces between the metacarpals where the dorsal interossei muscle lie should be fully or only slightly depressed. The thenar and hypothenar eminences of the hand should be full and convex. Atrophy of the hand muscle occurs in normal aging. Inspect for fasciculations in atrophic muscle. If absent, tap on the muscles with a reflex hammer which stimulates. When a normal muscle with an intact nerve supply is relaxed voluntarily, it maintains a slight residual tension known as muscle tone. This is best assessed by feeling the muscle's resistance to passive stretch. Hold one hand with yours and while supporting the elbow, flex and extend the patient's fingers, wrist, elbow, and put the shoulder through a moderate range of motion. On each side, note muscle tone, the resistance offered to your movement. Test muscle strength by asking the patient to actively resist the movement. Remember that a muscle is strongest when shortest and weakest when longest. Give the patient the advantage as you try to overcome the resistance and judge the muscle's true strength. Test flexion and extension at the elbow by having the patient pull and push against your hand. Extension at the wrist by asking the patient to make a fist and resist as you press down. Ask the patient to squeeze two of your fingers as hard as possible and don't let them go. To avoid getting hurt by strong grips, place your own middle finger on top of your index finger. Normally, it should be difficult for you to pull your fingers from patient's grip. Test both grips simultaneously with the patient's arm extended or in the lap to position the patient's hand with palm down and fingers spread. Instruct the patient to prevent you from moving any finger as you try to force them together. Ask the patient to touch the tip of the little finger with the thumb against your resistance. Test flexion at the hip by placing your hand on the patient's mid thigh and asking the patient to raise the leg against your hand. Place your hand firmly on the bed between the patient's knee. Ask the patient to bring both legs together. Place your hand firmly outside the patient's knee. Ask the patient to spread both legs against your hands. Have the patient push the mid posterior thigh down against your hand. Support the knee in flexion and ask the patient to straighten the leg against your hand. The quadriceps is the strongest muscle in the body, so expect a forceful response. Position the patient's leg so that the knee is flexed with the foot resting on the bed. Tell the patient to keep the foot down as you try to straighten the leg. Foot dorsiflexion and plantar flexion at the ankle by asking the patient to pull up and push down against your hand. Heel and toe walk also assess foot dorsiflexion and plantar flexion respectively.